Paul McCartney may be one of the most beloved musicians in the world, but behind the fame lies a story filled with heartbreak, rivalry, and shocking truths. For decades, Paul carried a secret about one woman who changed not just his life, but the future of the Beatles. When Yoko Ono entered their recording sessions in 1968, everything shifted. She broke what Paul called their sacred guy thing by using their instruments and inserting herself into the band's creative space. The other Beatles despised it, but for Paul, it cut even deeper because his best friend, John Lennon, seemed to choose her over their brotherhood. In 2023, Paul finally admitted the uncomfortable truth. She didn't just contribute to breaking up the Beatles, she broke his heart. To understand Paul's resilience, you have to look back at his roots. Born in 1942, right in the middle of World War II, Paul grew up in a city under constant German air raids. Life was hard, but it shaped him into a fighter. He was bullied for his mixed Catholic-Protestant background and learned to defend himself early. But the real heartbreak came when he lost his mother to breast cancer at just 14 years old. That devastating loss haunted him for years, inspiring songs like I Lost My Little Girl and later the legendary Let It Be. Music became Paul's escape, and his father's love for melodies gave him the tools to channel his pain into art. When he met John Lennon in 1957, the two bonded not only over their love for rock and roll, but also their shared grief. John had lost his mother too. That bond fueled their creativity and launched a partnership that changed music forever. But as the Beatles rose to global superstardom, cracks began to form. Paul often pushed the others in the studio, sometimes even recording their parts himself, which built resentment. And with Yoko Ono's constant presence, the band's unity completely unraveled. By 1970, the dream was over. Paul shocked the world by announcing he was leaving the Beatles, a move that shattered millions of fans. The legal battles that followed turned close friends into enemies. John even lashed out with his brutal track How Do You Sleep, directly mocking Paul. Their friendship never recovered. But Paul wasn't done. He built a new life with Wings, endured failures, and created triumphs like Band on the Run. Still, his personal life carried just as much drama. Marriages that ended in scandal, accusations during his divorce from Heather Mills, and even financial betrayal when Michael Jackson outbid him for the Beatles' song catalog after Paul himself had taught Michael about music rights. Yet through all the turmoil, Paul endured. Even in his 70s and 80s, he continued releasing chart-topping albums and performing for sold-out crowds. In 2024, at 82 years old, he surprised fans by finally releasing One Hand Clapping, a live session hidden away for 50 years. It was like opening a time capsule, Paul singing the same song that first impressed John Lennon back in 1957. Paul McCartney's story isn't just about fame. It's about survival, resilience, and carrying the weight of being a legend long after the band that made him broke apart. And even today, he remains both celebrated and complicated, with secrets and scars that still capture the world's attention. This is StarLoop News, where we bring you the untold stories behind music's biggest legends. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Paul McCartney's hidden struggles, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the stories that shaped Hollywood and music history.